Life is giving us a treat. Whatever you will throw in me, I'll land on my 2 feet. I'm hanging around downtown, trying to be a part of whatever comes around. I'm looking for something that I can desire. I'm looking for someone to light up my fire. I love the way that you move when you dance to the music, the way your feet seem to float above the floor, how your eyes start to glow when I get close to you, baby. Come on and shake it like you did before. Just a silhouette and flashing light, moving like a cat on the floor, shining like a falling star. You're bringing me down for sure. Your shaded smile shows who you are, 'cause you've heard everything before. I'm looking for something that I can desire. I'm looking for someone to light up my fire. I love the way that you move when you dance to the music, the way your feet seem to float above the floor, how your eyes start to glow when I get close to you, baby. Come on and shake it like you did before. The way that you move when you dance to the music, the way your feet seem to float above the floor, how your eyes start to glow when I get close to you, baby. Come on and shake it like you did before. Shake it like you did before. Last night was the best night. Won't you shake it for me? Shake it like you did before. Let's start a new world today. Life is giving us a treat. Whatever you will throw in me, I'll land on my 2 feet. I'm hanging around downtown, trying to be a part of whatever comes around. I'm looking for something that I can desire. I'm looking for someone to light up my fire. I love the way that you move when you dance to the music, the way your feet seem to float above the floor, how your eyes start to glow when I get close to you, baby. Come on and shake it like you did before. Just a silhouette and flashing light, moving like a cat on the floor, shining like a falling star. You're bringing me down for sure. desire. I'm looking for someone to light up my fire. I love the way that you move when you dance to the music, the way your feet seem to flow.
Enjoy the journey. Find joy and celebrate all that you do. Yeah, right. That would be great, wouldn't it? But we can try. Seriously, life is hard sometimes. But you don't have to dwell and ruminate on the hard stuff. What you can do is just let it go. And that is what our goal is as we find our bliss this month. Find more things to be joyous about. Find more things to celebrate. Celebrate you, celebrate movement. And one of the biggest things you can do is give yourself the gift of right now. The past is the past. The future hasn't come. Don't worry about it. Enjoy the moment. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. This is the yoga where you do it your way. You don't have to go to the gym. You can stay at home and avoid that commute and avoid all the people around you and just get into you. And that's what counts. Thanks, Piper. She moved the camera. All right, it's a 1 hour long practice. It is 1 hour long and you can stick around for 10 minutes, one minute, whatever it is. Maybe you just do the warm up and you go on your way. But just try every single day. Just try a little bit. Just show up. And just do. Do what is right for your body. Everybody's body is different and every day is different. I say that every single day because it's so true. Some days things ache. Some days you feel great. Just accept where you are and work through and just enjoy the moment. If something hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Take it to a lesser percentage. Just move a little less, but just be here. Just stick around. Today's focus is the shoulders. The shoulders. We're going to work on those and getting tension out of the shoulders. We all hold stress in our shoulders and women in their hips, but we're going to especially focus on the shoulders with some hip stuff too. It's all good. Every day our practices are different. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Ease off the pressure. Do what you can with what you got. That's all you got to do. Show up and just do a little bit. Started off the new year with resolutions. We said, let's make that a routine. Now let's make it a ritual. A ritual, just you time, something that is special to you. Okay, so think about a word today, and the word is fresh. It kind of fits in with everything we're talking about. Fresh. Make it new. Bring no baggage, no doubts, no problems. Just be excited and invigorated, and look at your practice as something fresh. You're going to use some props today. Same old props, but that's good. All right, eye shade and towel. Those come in handy for many, many versatile reasons. Some water. You can use a strap if you like, any way you like, whatever makes the poses more accessible to you, and 2 yoga blocks. Those are great. Have those. You can be dressed any way you want. Just chill. Just do what you can with what you got. Let's come up to standing. As we do that, let's lock in a stress number. We do that every day too. Lock in a stress number. Maybe especially think about your shoulders. What kind of stress is in your shoulders? Lock in the stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you at today? Lock that number in and we'll come back to it at the end. It gives you a nice, tangible reference. There's some sunlight coming in, but that's good. All right, so lock the stress number in and let's come up to standing. Little different warm up today. Shoulder rolls. All right, just real quick. Roll your shoulders up and back. And maybe do them both together like you're laughing, right? And then just roll the shoulders back. Now roll them forward. That seems a little more awkward. There we go. Roll the shoulders a little more forward. Just kind of quick. Roll them both forward. Shrug them up. Shrug them forward. All right, let's come on down. Bring the shoulders on down. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up onto your toes. Hold here. Oh, if you can, hold here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Hold it up here. Hold it up here on the balls of your feet. Maybe you've got a chair nearby and that you're holding on to it for balance. It's all good. It all works. Whatever works, works. So use your props. Hold on. Hold on. Nice job. Come on down onto your heels. Once on your heels, lift your toes up and give them a wiggle. All right, nice job. Let's come up onto the balls of the feet and then down onto the heels. Hands away from your hips, fingers pointing down, palms in towards your hips. Lift and lower in the toes. Get that rhythm down. Breathe. Now, when your toes come up, shrug your shoulders up and then let the shoulders relax. So you're up on your toes, shoulders are up by your ears, and then down. Inhale up, exhale down. You got this. Breathe. Oh, coordination, right? You got it. Lift and lower, calves are feeling it. Oh, bottoms of your feet are feeling it. Shoulders, lift them up and down, up and down, up and down. Come on down, plant your feet. Big crossbody reach. Take your left hand, reach far to the right side of your room, and even twist the hips. And then other side. And kind of reach like you're picking an apple. You're up on a step stool, and you're picking an apple really, really far away. So you're kind of crossing the body, crossing the midline, reaching and stretching, coming up onto that foot. Breathe up onto the toes, reach, stretch. Take it a little faster maybe, or a little slower, whatever works. Breathe, breathe, stretch, and then finish up. Come on back down to a neutral standing position. Take your baby back bend, hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows toward your spine. Think of lifting your chest up to the sky. Breathe. Big inhale, big exhale, hinge forward. As you hinge forward, let your arms hang heavy toward the earth. Put a little bend in your knees. Let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Give your hips a wiggle. Now tee out your arms, flying like a bird. Maybe palms go up to the sky and you bring your hands up, up, up toward the ceiling. Maybe interlace your fingers and send your interlaced fingers higher up your back wall. Gaze down toward your knees, shake your neck. Shoulder mobility is where it's at today. Breathe. Finish up. Let your arms hang heavy now. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time, keeping your chin to your chest. Bring it away from your chest and come on up to standing. All right, so big windmill arms. So almost think like you're doing the backstroke in swimming. So big windmill, big, nice and big. Arms to the back of the room. Breathe, breathe, backstroke. Take it a little faster maybe. How does it feel in the shoulders? Do what's right for you. Maybe you want to go slower, maybe less of a big circle. Now switch the direction of your windmill. Let them swing forward. Breathe. Maybe get the hips involved too. Breathe. All right, let's finish up. Come back to standing. Take a big breath in, arms down by your sides, shoulders are relaxed. Big breath in. Big sighing breath out of your mouth, arms parallel to each other in front of you. Interlace your fingers and do a big number 8 on its side, like an infinity sign. Breathe. Big letter 8 on its side. Move the shoulders. You got it. Now, let's go into a familiar pose, our big coat swing. Let your arms hang down by your sides, nice and heavy. Big breath in. Big sighing breath out. Gaze over your left shoulder, sway to the left, let your arms hang heavy, and then do the same thing on the right. So shoulders are away from your ears. Whew. Tap your backside, tap your hip. Get this little controlled twist going. Breathe. Maybe this little warm-up's enough for you today. Maybe you say, all right, my shoulders are working. I feel good. I'm done. If that's all you can squeeze in, it's all good. Don't judge yourself. But do what feels good. Maybe stick around for just one more pose. All right, let's finish up. Bring your arms down by your sides, a ragdoll. Hinge forward. Arms hang heavy for just a moment. Little bend in your knees. Think of decompression in the low back. Crown of the head to the earth. Hands reach for opposite elbow creases. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Adjust them so you feel nice and stable. Wiggle your bottom, wiggle your hips. Get comfortable. Big breath in, your chest presses against your, raises up from your thighs. Exhale, hinge more forward. Start to sway one elbow toward the knee, then the other side. This is your ragdoll pose. Breathe, decompress your low back. Let it feel good. Move here for a few moments. Feel what you feel in your low back. Finish up. Come to stillness back at the midline of your body. Maybe just one more pose. And that one more pose is going to be ragdoll. So bend your knees. Come on down. In your, not in your ragdoll pose, your child's pose. All right, for your child's pose, bring your 2 blocks to the top of your mat today at a stable height. Just a couple ways you can do child's pose. Knees can be together, hips can go back towards your bottom, arms can be down by your sides with your palms face up. You could use a block to rest your forehead on. Think of the block as bringing the ground more up to you. Or no block at all, resting the forehead on your mat. I'm going to take a wide-legged child's pose today. Knees are spread, big toes are still touching, and hips go back toward my heels. I'm going to place my hands onto the blocks to work on my shoulders again. Then I'm going to bring my forehead down to the mat. You take a variation that feels good for you. Take a big breath in and a big breath out through your mouth. Lengthen through the spine, the neck, and the crown of the head. Tailbone reaches to the back of your room, and breathe. Oh, this feels so good. How could you want to quit before child's pose? All right, child's pose. This is the pose that brings you into your present moment, the pose where you just let everything go. Your peace, your solitude, your little island is your mat. And you're just going to move your body, and something miraculous will happen. You'll find more mobility, more flexibility in your body, and also in your mind, and you'll be happier too. It's all good. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it go, however you are, whatever pose you're in. Enjoy it, accept it, take it to its fullest, most comfortable extent for you right now. If you like, close your lips and start to breathe in and out of your nose only. Focus inward. It's a cool feeling. Let all the thoughts go. Just focus on your breath. And even let your body go. Let your body go. Let your body take the poses as far as it can without your mind getting in the way and stopping it. Big breath in. And big breath out. Come back to your child's pose anytime you like. How are your shoulders feeling? Let's do a puppy pose. All right, to do that, bring your knees in or out, depending upon which position you were in, just a little bit more so they're, maybe a foot apart or 12 inches apart. Press your forearms into your blocks if you want to use them, or you could press them into the ground. Send your tailbone high to the sky. Adjust your body so your knees are apart and your bottom can go up toward the sky. Sink your chest down to your mat. So the big difference here is that our bottom is not on our heels. It's going up toward the sky. Let your forehead come toward the earth. You don't have to use the blocks if you don't want to. You decide. Now, like a puppy, you know how they get down to play on their arms and let their bottom lift up. Kind of move your hips a little bit from side to side. Soften in the jaws. Breathe in your puppy pose. Just be happy. Have fun with it. When you're ready, let's finish up. How are your shoulders feeling? Oh my goodness, let's press on up to a neutral tabletop position. In your neutral tabletop position, let's do cat-cow. Press into your hands, shoulders over your wrists, knees underneath your hips. Tuck your chin to your chest, tailbone under, hollow out your belly, arch your back up to the sky, cat. Complementary pose is cow. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Oh, tailbone and crown of the head go up to the sky. Push into your hands and the tops of your feet. Really accentuate that tailbone moving. You moved it in puppy pose. Move it again in your cat-cow. Exhale, cat. Push the earth away. Inhale, cow. A few more of these. Move your spine. It feels good when you move. So it's a mystery. Why is it so hard to start? Why is it so hard to start an exercise routine, an exercise ritual? Why is it so hard to just get up off the couch and do ragdoll or go for a walk? I don't know, but you feel so good when you get up and move. Remember that sensation when you're done, how good it feels. So you'll come back to it. All right, finish up in your cat-cow pose. Extend your right leg long. Press the ball of your foot into your mat. Push hard. Feel the nice stretch in your calf. When you're ready, lift the right leg up, cross the midline of the body, squeeze in your upper inner thighs, place the ball of the foot down on the left side of your body, press equally into your hands, and then look to the left. Look back to your foot or your knee, or maybe today you can see your bottom. Breathe, stretch it out, nice lateral flexion of your spine. Right leg, sweep it around, nice and long and strong. Sweep it up to about hip height if that's good for you. Lift your right arm up, up, up to the sky and look up. Press the earth away, twist. Finish up, right hand comes down, right knee meets left. We have another side, left leg extends. Press the ball of the foot into the mat, stretch the calf. Push into the earth, strong resistance against the earth. Breathe. Big in. Big out. Let the left leg lift nice and long. Cross the midline of the body. Place the top of the left foot down on the right side. Look over your right shoulder to your foot, to your knee, to your bottom. Breathe. Stretch. Feel the goodness in the left side of your body, all up and down the left side. That extended left leg, sweep it around. Sweep it around to about hip height. Plant the foot, lift the left arm up, up, up. Look up, 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 stretch. Push the earth away, reach, and really turn your neck. Look up to your fingers. Finish. Hand comes down, knee comes to meet other knee. You're back in a neutral tabletop. Guess what? Let's do cat-cow one more time. Chin to the chest, tailbone under, tuck it. Ooh, exhale. Tailbone, crown of the head lift. Oh, it feels really, really good. All right, bird dog pose. You're in your neutral tabletop. You're halfway there. Okay, from your neutral tabletop, lift your right leg up. Lift the right leg up, knee to about hip height. Extend the right leg long. Drive through your heel. Push equally into both hands. Breathe here and then extend your left arm, the opposite arm. Right leg is lifted, so left arm will reach. Really long and strong here. Push the earth away. Reach through the fingers. Spread the fingers wide. Reach through your heel. Send that heel even farther. Lengthen in your spine. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Hand meets mat. Knee meets mat. Other side. Left knee lifts. Knee at hip height. Left leg extends, driving the heel to the back of the mat. To do that, you're just going to draw your toes towards your shin. Press equally into both hands. Staying right here is great. Or maybe add in the right arm. Not feeling so stable here, use a block. Bring the block to the top of your mat and hold it there. Reach, stretch. Pushing the earth away is the key here. Find length in your spine. Hold it nice and strong. Don't you just want to stretch a little bit farther? Reach. And then finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Cat, cow, chin to chest, tailbone under, arch the back. Inhale, cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Neutral tabletop. Find length, find equal pressure in your hands, your knees. Breathe. Find a block and let's do toes pose. Come on up to standing on your knees. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Place the block behind your heels. Have a seat. Have a seat. Chill out. Don't worry about it. Okay, Michelle, this is for you. Feet hurt, plantar fasciitis, this really helps. Oh my goodness, if it hurts too much to the point of pain, come on out of it. If it's not painful but just uncomfortable, you've done harder things than this. Come on now, breathe through the discomfort. Okay, what does that mean? Let's bring our hands to prayer center. Hold them here, soften in your shoulders. Close your eyes, focus on your feet. Pray through this, pray through it. If that's your thing, pray through it. Big breath in, big breath out, soften in the feet. Breathe through the discomfort. What does that mean? All right, if it's uncomfortable but not painful, because if it's pain, you come out of it. You know pain. Pain, woo, is sharp. You come out of it. If it's just uncomfortable, breathe through it. Accept the pain and just wait until you pass through that threshold of getting past that pain. You've got it. Maybe wiggle your feet a little bit so you even get the pinky toe incorporated in this nice stretch of the fascia in the sole of the foot. Big breath in. And big breath out. Take your hands, bring them behind your low back. We're going to work on the shoulders again. Interlace your fingers. Remember ragdoll pose? Well, this is going to be similar. We're going to send our shoulders back. If you want, you could take your hands and reach for opposite elbow creases and truly take ragdoll arms. I've got the fingers interlaced today. I'm going to send, my thumb is right at my low back. I'm going to send my fingers down, down, down as much as I can to the earth, opening up my shoulders, sending them to the back of the room and keeping them away from my ears. Hold it here. Big breath in, big breath out. You could still have your hands at prayer center. That is a great place to be. Breathe. Whichever arm variation you're in, just hold it. Maybe work the fingers away from the low back and think of them coming up the back wall a little bit, not a whole lot. Breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. Breathe. Release your arms. Release them from your ragdoll pose. Release them from your interlaced fingers. Bring your hands back to first center, always a good place to meet. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Even if your teeth are touching, your jaws are clenching, let them go. Breathe. All right, let's come out of this intense toes pose. Bring your hands down to your mat. Remove your block. Lift your feet up. You know the way we alleviate the tension here. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle your ankles one way, then the other. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. And we'll take the counter stretch now. Place the tops of your feet on your mat and have a seat back on your heels. Use your blocks if you want to walk them on back. Sit on the tops of your feet. So you're sitting on your heels with the tops of your feet on your mat. Breathe here. Always breathe, always breathe. Press into your blocks. Think of the ground coming up to you. Press into the blocks and then lean on back. Bring the knees together, keep them together, and lift them up off of your mat. So stretch here in this opposite direction. This is not a real natural pose that you put your feet in very often, right? But think of all the walking you do. And I think sometimes your ankles, if you don't exercise them, you know they get stiff, right? They get stiff and ache. So get that full range of motion going. We did it in toes pose in one direction. Now we're doing the opposite. Hi, Dina, Tammy, Stan, Lynn, Liz, Kelly, Margarita, Kelly, Steve, Roger, Jim, Margarita, I already said that. How are you, Margarita? Good to see you. Margaret, how are you? And Kelly, good. All right, lean on back. Hello, Pam. Hello, Marietta. Life is good. All right, how are you doing here? Stretch it out. Don't even think about it. Just breathe. Good for your feet. Do it every day. All right, let's come on down. Let's thread the needle. All right, Christy, this is one of your favorites. Come to a neutral tabletop. Maybe tap the tops of your feet out on your mat again. Get the blood circulating. Let's lift the right arm high up to the sky. Right arm lifts. Take that twist. Look up to the right hand. Now thread the needle. Bring the right arm underneath the left. Come down onto the right shoulder. You can use a block here to rest your right cheek on if you want, or maybe rest your shoulder on. Reach the left arm high to the top of your mat. Use the block if you want it to bring the ground up to you. Adjust your knees so you're comfortable and you can get your chest down here. Right shoulder on the mat, left arm reaches. You're looking to the left. The right arm, the palm is face up and it's reaching toward the left side of your room. The right arm is reaching to the top of your room. Breathe. The left arm, the one that's reaching high to the top of your mat, maybe lift it up to the sky. Maybe bend that left elbow and bring the back of your left hand to the outside of your right waist. Breathe. Release the left arm, send it high to the sky. Release the left arm, send it high to the top of your mat. The right arm, release it. Unthread the needle. Send the right arm high up to the sky. Look up, 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 and breathe. Guess what? We have another side to do. Bring the arms down. Neutral tabletop is where you start. Take a breath here. You got it. It's intense. Left arm lifts up, up, up to the sky, and you look up to the fingers. Exhale, the arm comes down, and it goes under the right arm. Use your block however you like. Reach the right arm to the top of the room. Left arm now reaches far to the right side of your room. Adjust your knees. Left cheek down to a block or your mat. Left palm is opened up toward the sky. Stretch and reach here. So your arms are like in the shape of a letter L, if you will. Big breath in, big breath out. The right arm, how does it feel? Maybe you'd like to reach it up to the sky. And maybe that's all you'd like to do. And then you can bring it back down if you want. I'm going to reach it up to the sky, then I'm going to bend the elbow and bring the back of my right hand to the outside of my left waist. So I'm going to think of the shoulder going up to the sky and breathe. Eyes closed. Focus on the sensations in the shoulder. Release the right arm back up to the sky. Release the right arm back up to the top of your mat. Release the left arm from this threaded position. Send it high up to the sky and look up to the left hand. Finish up, hands come down, neutral tabletop. Now find a seat on your heels in a thunderbolt pose. You can stay right here if you like. Find another way if it's not comfortable on your feet. I'm gonna find my towel and we're gonna do a cow face pose. All right, so we're gonna floss our shoulders. We haven't done that for a while. You could use your strap or the towel. I'm gonna use the towel. Arms lift up to the sky, reach high. Bend your right elbow and use your left hand to hug that elbow in toward your ear. So give yourself a pat on the back with your right hand. Hold it here, and take your other hand and take the towel, bring it behind your back, capture the towel in both hands. Now floss your shoulders. Just move the towel up and down a little bit. So your left hand is kind of pulling the towel down. Right hand is kind of pulling the towel up. Breathe, flush your shoulders. Other side. Release the towel. Arms go up, up, up to the sky. Now bend your left elbow. Hug it in. Have the towel, if you want. Place it in your left hand. Makes it a little easier. Hug the left elbow in with the right hand. Reach the right arm around. Capture your strap or your towel. Hold on to it. One side may be easier than the other. And then start to floss your shoulders. Pull the tail of that towel down toward the earth. Oh, feel it in your tricep of the extended arm. And then release a little bit. So just like you're flossing your teeth, floss between the shoulders. Really nice pose. Your cow face pose for your shoulder mobility. Breathe. All right, time to finish. How are your shoulders feeling? Arms down by your sides. Shrug them up and back, up and back, up and back. Forward. That's awkward. Up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. Let's finish up. Soften the shoulders. Now it's time for our 1-minute plank. But here's the deal. Today, I'm going to do a side plank. So I'm going to do 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. You do, so it's a 1 minute total if you want to take it. So we're going to set two 30-second timers. You decide what kind of plank you want to do today. If you're new to this, here's a pose you could do. You're on your knees. Spread your knees wide. You can maybe come down to your forearms and have your elbows under your shoulders and stay right here. Hinge the weight a little forward so you feel your core, kind of your belly, engage. You could also do it pressed up on your arms. Knees spread. You get comfortable to where you are. You could take a high plank. Lots of variations. Like I said, I'm going to take a side plank today, and I'm going to take it on my forearm. So here's the deal. Forearm, I'm going to bend it, bringing the forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Elbow under the shoulder. You always want to do that in the plank. You can be down on your left knee and right leg extend, and right arm could go high. I'm going to extend both legs, stacking my ankles, come into my side plank here. Let's start the timer now. All right, 30 seconds. Here we go. So hips are lifted, whichever variation you're in. Stay strong and push the earth away. We're 5 seconds in already. All right, so reach up through your extended arm and maybe look up to your hand. Remember, your elbow is under your shoulders. We're 15 seconds in, 15 to go. All right, hold here, lift out of your hips, hip, top hip, keep it stacked over the bottom hip, and hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second. There's 30 seconds. Let's come into the other side if you're doing side plank, or maybe you're going to stay a little bit longer. Let's set the timer now. Maybe you're staying a little bit longer, and guess what? You're going to get more than a minute in your side plank, or in your full plank if you're doing that. We're doing 30 seconds on each side here. You know, come down to your knees if you want. You do what's best for you. Now you do it at the plank as long as you like. We're halfway there on this side now too. You take it as long as you like, and the timer is just for you to have a little measurement criteria, something where you can quantify how long you've been here in your progress. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's done, right? Come on down. All right, nice job. Let's come to lie down. Maybe grab a drink too. So there's a 30-second plank on each side and on our forearm. Alleviates any tension in the wrist, just a different variation. Shake it up. It's all good. It all works together for that, which is good. All right, let's lie down. Make a slight bend in your knees. Come all the way down. Little different core sequence today. Arms tee out. Bend your knees generously Ankles are touching, knees are touching. Let both knees fall to the right as you look to the left. Bring the knees on up as you inhale. Take the knees to the left and the gaze to the right. You got this, back and forth. Lift and lower, up with the knees, down with the knees. As the knees fall to one side, you look in the opposite direction. Keep them moving. Don't worry if the knees don't touch the ground. That's not what we're after. Breathe. Gaze goes in the opposite direction of the knees. Keep on going. Breathe. We're going to have a fun little core exercise next. It's going to be toe taps. So just keep it this for a second. Back and forth. We're going to bring our legs in a moment into like a tabletop position, like how we do when we do bicycle. Let's do that now, shall we? Bring your knees back to the midline of your body. Lift your knees up so they're over your hips. Bring your shins parallel to the earth. Arms can stay teed out, or maybe you would prefer them down by your sides. Let your right toes come down and tap the earth on the toes. Bring them back up to meet in a tabletop-like position. Then bring the left toes down. Alternate toe taps, coming back to those shins, being parallel to the earth. So where do you like your arms? Try them both ways, down by your sides, or maybe teed out. And alternate, and maybe you can get a little faster. And have the feet meet kind of midway as you're going from tabletop to toe tap. Back and forth. How are you doing? Core is strong. Keep your belly strong with your tabletop toe taps. Breathe. We're going to stretch out the hips in a few moments in our very familiar lunge with the blocks. And we'll surf it out too. Think of how good that's going to feel. All right, toe taps. Let's finish up. Feet come down. Feet are on your mat. Roll onto your right hip. Press on up and come with your elbow underneath your shoulder. Come on up to that mermaid-like pose. Let's do clamshells. We did these on Friday. Breathe. Your hips are going to love you for this. Ankles stayed glued together. Knees open up like a clamshell. Maybe lift your ankles up and open up and breathe. How are you doing? Let's finish up in this clamshell. Close the knees together. Send your legs long. Legs are both long. Top leg, the left leg, start to lift it and bring it down. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Breathe. Get into the hips, those other big joints. Hips are where we hold tension, and shoulders too. Don't collapse in your shoulder. Press on up, be strong and long. Legs are strong and long, shoulders lifted. Breathe. Side leg lift. You got it. Let's take it to the other side. Legs meet. Come on to your left hip. Once on your left hip, knees bent, clamshell on this side. All right, knees are bent, elbow under shoulder, forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Start to open and close the top knee, the right knee. Breathe. We did this on Friday, because Fridays we do yoga plus Pilates, yoga plus bar, yoga plus weights. And we had a weight that we held on here, making it harder. Oh, even your hand on there is mentally harder. Breathe. Maybe the hand is a little kickstand in front. Lift the ankles if you like, and open and close. Breathe. It's the most important part, the breathing. You got this. Maybe your ankles are still down. It's all good. Breathe. Don't sweat it. It is what it is. Just try. Finish up. Knees meet. Legs go long on your mat. Side leg lifts. Lift and lower here. Breathe. Strong legs. You got it. Breathe. Lift and lower. We're going to go into our lunge next. So maybe just stick around for one more pose. Breathe. When you're ready, let's finish. Legs go long. Come on up to standing on your knees and find your two blocks. With your two blocks by your side at a nice high height, bring your right leg forward, knee over ankle. Use the blocks here to press into the earth and send your left leg long. Top of the left foot is on your mat. You could slip a towel under your left foot for comfort, or under your left knee for comfort if it's not feeling so great. You can stay right here with your hands on the blocks. Press on up a little higher. Take it higher still by lifting the arms if you want. Take a little baby back bend if that is in your practice today. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften in those shoulders. Let's surf it out now. Bring your hands back to your blocks to begin. Straighten the right leg and then rebend it. And you can take that bend as deep as you want. Taking it forward to the ankle is okay here. Surf it out. Maybe you take it even farther, walking the blocks back, coming to have a seat on your bottom, and then walking the blocks forward and surfing. You don't have to use the blocks. If you don't want to, you decide. You can keep your hands at prayer center, a good place to be. Press on up, breathe, surf. You could also reach your arms forward if that feels good. So many variations. Do what you like today. Don't always take it to the extreme. Some days you can't, and some days you just shouldn't, because you are in control. You decide how you're going to do what you do. Breathe and finish. Let's switch out the knees. Knees meet on your mat. Left foot comes forward, ankle underneath the knee. Press into your hands. Ankle underneath the knee, that's right. Press the top of your foot into your mat. Maybe press on up a little bit from your blocks. Hold it here. Maybe this is plenty far. Arms can reach and lift. Baby back bend if you like. Maybe you hang out here for a few breaths because it feels awesome. Hands back to prayer center, regroup. And then start to surf. How far do you wish to take it? Just move. Just move. Maybe the leg straightens all the way and your bottom comes to sit on your right heel. Surf it out. All you're going for is what feels good and what feels right. With or without the blocks. Your call, your practice. Breathe. And you know that hand reach, don't forget that if you like that. Reach. Come on back. Your core is strong. You've got this. Your core is so strong. We're going to do boat pose next. All right, let's finish. Knees meet. Come on down to your bottom and grab your strap. You don't have to use a strap to do boat pose. Tomorrow we'll do it without the strap. Today, we do it with the straps. We shake it up. You're seated in a figure L shape in your body. Toes up toward the sky. Place the center of the strap under the soles of your feet. Hug the straps in. Hug your elbows in. Lean on back as if you were in a recliner. Shoulders are squeezed so your back is nice and straight. Lift your legs on up. Breathe. Chest is lifted to the sky. And the most fun part of this pose, this is important too. Turn the corners of the sides of your mouth up and smile. Smile. Fake it till you make it, okay? All right. Sometimes the smile precedes the feeling. And let it feel good. Breathe. Smile. You got this. Be proud of what you've got because you're strong. Maybe lean it back a little more. Maybe toes come up a little higher. Hold on in your boat pose. We're going to do standing poses next. All right, bring your heels on down. Heels on down, toes up toward the sky. Lengthen up through your spine. Using both hands, walk them down the strap. Bring your chest, your gaze towards your knees. Breathe. Let it feel right. Maybe a little bend in your knees feels good. Fold forward as much as you like. Walk your hands down that strap towards your feet. And then finish. Remove the strap. Let's come into a down dog. All right, so from your neutral tabletop, bend your feet in a dorsiflexion. Send your hips high to the sky. Here you are in a down dog. Feet are hip width distance apart. Pedal your feet.
Press into your hands with your shoulder width distance apart. Pedal your feet. Heels are slightly lifted. Really pedal them out. Feel the goodness in the calf. Your neck should be loose and your gaze should be back towards your knees or up towards your belly button as your head hangs heavy. Shake it. Finish. Still your feet. Walk your hands to meet your feet. Or you walk your feet up to meet your hands. Basically the same thing. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Come on up to a standing position. In your standing position, arms go high. Lift them on up, extended mountain. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Keep your fingers lifted. Pop up onto the balls of your feet. Lift and lower. Breathe. You're strong. Your foundation is strong. Your feet, you've got good balance. Hang on, hold on. Finish up. Plant your feet. Hands to prayer center. Tree pose. Vrikasana. You could be near a wall for balance. Have a chair underneath your fingers. Breathe. Whatever you like. Root into your left foot. Take the right leg. Weight out of it. Bend the knee to the side of the room. Place the sole of the right foot wherever you like. Inside that standing foundational left leg. Maybe bring the foot high up into the thigh or maybe place it on the calf. Just don't place it on the knee. Breathe. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet and extend your arms. Lift. Shoulders, feel it. Let it feel good. Sway your arms from side to side. Find your balance. Catch your balance. You are a work of art. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Right foot meets left. That's tree. Plain and simple. With a prop or without. Hands together in prayer. A good place to be. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Root into the right foot. Open up the left leg to the other side. Place the sole of the foot wherever you want it to be. Grow your branches if you like and sway them. Just don't put your foot onto your knee. Sway, breathe. You got your balance. Come back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Left foot meets right. Let's do You Will Look Taller. Great pose. Take the first letter of each word and bring your body into that shape. Big letter Y for you. Big letter W for will. Squeeze your shoulders back. Squeeze them back. Feel the strength in your back. A big letter W in your hands. 2 L's, forward and backward, hugging and squeezing your elbows in. Tee out your arms for the word taller and pulse your hands to the back of the room. Let's do it again. Big letter Y, big letter W, big letter L, big letter T. Now, you're in control here. Make it as strong as you can. Think of that spine, super strong as you press and squeeze. Big one last time. Big U will look taller. Nice job. Bring your palms together to touch. Give yourself a hand. Clap, clap. Interlace your fingers. A big sideways 8. Spread your feet a little bit to get your balance. Big letter 8. Breathe. 8 on its side. Infinity sign. Breathe. That's how long you're going to do your yoga. Forever and ever. This is good for you. All right, let's finish up. Arms down by your sides. Feet together. Mountain pose. Send your shoulders up to your ears and back and down. Fingers are down. Not extended mountain. Fingers down toward the earth. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Spread your legs wide. Wide, wide, wide to the pinky feet, to the pinky toes to the sides of your mat. Pasarita Padahastasana. A big capital letter X in the shoulders. Lengthen up here. Chest is lifted. Breathe. Exhale, hinge forward, arms are teed out. Bring your gaze down to the mat and then toward the back of the room. Little bend in your knees. Your arms, interlace your fingers behind your low back. Back to the shoulders we go. Send your interlaced fingers higher up the wall. Gaze back toward the back of your room. Maybe look up toward your belly button. Send your interlaced fingers even higher. And then finish. Release your arms down by your sides. Breathe here for a second. Big breath in. Oh, big breath out. Tee out your arms. Rise on up. Come to a 5-pointed star. Arms are high. Wiggle your hips and breathe. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Breathe. Hands to prayer center. One foot meets the other. Take a forward fold in a standing position. Fingers reach toward your mat. We did this just a moment ago in a seated position, a seated forward fold when we had that strap under our feet, remember? Seems like forever ago. And you did this same pose. Maybe take your hands behind your calves, elbows hugged in, fold more forward like a paperclip. Bend your knees, come on down to your mat. Let's do it again in a seated position. Legs go long, toes up toward the sky. Arms lift up, exhale, reach forward. Reach forward, forward, forward. Capture your feet, your ankles, whatever you can capture, and fold again. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Find your 2 blocks, place them between your legs with your legs spread wide. Wide-legged forward fold. Blocks at whatever height you like. Maybe forearm comes to the blocks, maybe your head comes to your blocks. Just do what feels good for the inner thighs here, the adductor muscles. Breathe. Lengthen through the crown of your head and bring your chest closer to the earth. Take the height of your blocks to whatever feels good. And then let's come out of it. Come on up. Not long, you just gotta try, right? All right, so legs go long again on your mat. Hold on here, toes up toward the sky, arms tee out. Give yourself a big hug. Remember which arm's on top. Hug yourself, right arm on top is what I'm gonna do. Work the fingers toward your spine. Let the shoulders relax and expand to the sides of your room for a nice tight hug. Lengthen up through the crown of your head and let it be. Let it be. Arms tee out. I had the right arm on top, so this time left arm's gonna come on top. Another big hug here. Can't have too many hugs. Fingers toward the spine. Shoulders relax away from the ears, and let your shoulders expand to the sides of your room. Breathe. All right, let's come out of this seated position. Release the hug. Come back to that thunderbolt pose where you're seated on your heels. Big bend in your knees. Let it feel good. Eagle arms. All right, arms parallel to each other. Reach forward. Let the right arm come under the left, and you can grab opposite shoulders. That's always good. Or bring your palms to touch. Send your elbows down. Look over your fingers. Squeeze. Nice tight compression here. Push into your palms, shoulders down, elbows down, and then release your arms. Let's do it. Let's tee out the arms and bring the opposite arm on top. So I'm going to bring the left arm on top, palms touch, elbows squeeze down, 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 down. Gaze over your fingers. Nice tight compression here. Eagle arms. All right. Eagle pose, Garandasana, we'll do tomorrow at its fullest. We'll do with the legs in this position too. So arms are intertwined, legs will be intertwined tomorrow. Hug in your eagle arms here and anticipate good things tomorrow. But be in the moment. Be in this moment right now. But no good things are to come. All right, release the arms. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out, let it go. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. All right, so we're gonna do this with a shoulder squeeze too. Come on down to your belly. Hands underneath your collarbones. Hug your elbows towards your sides. Let your feet be together, big toes touching. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. On an inhale, peel your gaze on up. Gaze down your nose. Feel the compression in the low back. You can keep your hands flat. You can lift them up off the mat. You can just be on your fingertips. You decide what you like. But imagine squeezing your elbows closer to your spine. Now imagine squeezing your elbows down towards your feet. Breathe. That's your cobra pose. Plant your hands back down on your mat. Press into your arms as you straighten them out and come into a seal pose. Soften in your hips. Think of your hips going to the sides of your room. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Press on up to your knees. Press on up to your knees and let's take a little camel twist. Maybe bring a block between your ankles at whatever height you like, just for stability. We're not going that terribly far today. Place your hands behind your low back, on your low back like they're going into pockets of jeans. Send your elbows toward the back of the room. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Now let's take a twist. Left arm, release it and bring it down toward your left heel. Maybe you reach for the block, maybe you reach for the heel. Send your right arm high and look to your left. Breathe. You got it. Slowly come back up, shoulders over hips, both arms go up. Think extended mountain arms. Now bring your right arm down, reach for the block or for your right heel. Lift through the opposite arm. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You've got it. Maybe look up, hold on. Nice little twist. And then finish up. Arms come back up, both arms up to the sky, extended mountain arms. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Remove your block. Come on down and have a seat on your heels. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Find your 2 blocks, bring them to the top of your mat and bring your eye shade and your towel too. All right, Blocks are up by your hips. Come on down for a bridge pose. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on your mat, hands together in prayer. Lean all the way on back. Lean all the way on back and come into your bridge pose. Heels, work them up towards your bottom. Arms, work them down by your sides. When you're ready, press the weight into your feet, lift your hips on up. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine, lift. Breathe. Press your hands into your mat. Maybe wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Arms, hands, interlace your fingers, press your pinky down into the mat. Nice and lifted in the hips, hold it here. If your hands are interlaced, release them so your arms are by your side. Roll your spine down gently, one vertebra at a time. Finish up. When you're ready, find your 2 blocks. Bring them up by your head. We're going to finish up in a final Savasana pose on the blocks, in like a fish pose. So right now, let's do Happy Baby, a pose in which we will find our bliss and our happiness, right? That sounds good. Grab your left knee, hug it in toward your left armpit, and grab your right knee and hug it in toward your right armpit. Hollow out your belly as best you can. Think of the knees coming wide to the armpits. Rock and roll a little bit from side to side. Maybe that is right where you are today. And it is awesome to be right here. Happy baby, a blissful happy baby. You know, find the joy in this pose. Think of how cute and happy little babies are in their crib when they're in this kind of position. Find that joy, recapture that fresh new beginning of joy. Maybe take your hands, capture inner ankles or capture your heels. Send one leg high to the sky, then the other. Rebend it and send the other high to the sky. Hold on to the heels. It's not as bad as you think. First time is kind of hard, but then once you start bending and moving, it's, you got it. Maybe you're holding onto your heels. Maybe you're holding onto your calves. Breathe. Maybe you're holding onto your thighs. Just send one leg up, then the other, and rebend. Breathe. Finish up. Bring the soles of your feet down. Bring your legs down long onto your mat. Stick pose. Arms go high. Legs go long. Stretch. Press on up. Find your 2 blocks. Let's finish in a final Shavasana on fish pose. If you don't want to do fish, come to fully reclined. If you don't have the blocks, come to fully reclined. I'm going to do this with the blocks at a nice stable height. Horizontally, the top block is going to go. And vertically, the second block is going to go with about, 8 or 10 inches between for my neck. I don't think my neck's 10 inches long, but close to it, maybe. I don't know. All right, eye shade nearby too. I'm going to come to recline on this vertical block, and I want it between my shoulders. So I'm going to wiggle the block or just wiggle down so it's comfortable. I'm going to rest my head on the other block. I'm going to open up the shoulders. That's what we're after today. Totally fine if you're on your mat. Wonderful to be in a final Shavasana pose, whichever variation you take. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your little towel. Let's send our legs long. Spread them a little bit so your heels are kind of at the edges of your mat. And get comfortable. You want your bottom on your mat, and you want your arms down by your sides or close to it. Maybe you want to tee them out a little bit. Biggest thing here is just get comfortable and release. Release everything. No tension. Your body's worked through all that. And hopefully your mind too. Keep your mind free of the tension. Get it untangled just a little bit more. Use your breath. You're comfortable on these blocks. Big breath in, big breath out. Chest is open. Shoulders are back and down. Remember those shoulder shrugs? Send the shoulders more toward the earth and away from the ears. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Let your pinky toes fall toward the edges of your mat for your hips to externally rotate just a bit. Soften in your face. Sometimes that's the hardest part. The area between your eyebrows, let it go.
Eyes are resting heavily in their eye shades. Hopefully you've got them covered with a towel or a weighted eye shade. It feels so great. Once you try it, you'll never want to be without it. It's one of those little things that bring you joy and bliss. Breathe deeply. Really fill your lungs up. Embrace that pause of the very, very full moment. And then slowly exhale it all out as you relax even deeper into your pose. Just you and your breath, no thoughts. Take a deep breath in. And a deep, slow breath out. Stay here longer if you like. Such a great pose on these blocks for your posture. Letting the shoulders relax back and down, opening up through the front of the body. If you can stay longer, great. I envy you. Stay and enjoy your pose. If it's time for you to finish with your practice, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Reach high overhead. Extra special treat if you're on the blocks. Reach high overhead and take a big good morning stretch. Exhale slowly. Come off the blocks by rolling onto one side or the other. Come into a fetal position. Knees are bent, low arm is bent as well, and that bicep of the low arm is a pillow for your head. Top shoulder is soft and relaxed away from the ear. Big breath in, big breath out. Savor this moment, it'll never come again. When you're ready, maybe you want to keep your eyes closed or open them up. Press on up to a comfortable seated position. Whatever feels good for you today. And remember, every day is different, right? Every day is different. Eyes are closed, hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up through the crown of your head. And a deep breath out, let it go. Sigh it out. Shoulders are soft. This is how they should be, soft and away from the ears. There is no tension in them, and there will be no tension in them for the rest of the day. Blink your eyes open. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Find joy and celebrate all that you do. And that's more easily said than done, but you can try. And that's what your yoga does for you. It helps you find that joy and that bliss and just feel better in your body. Okay, speaking of which, stress number, what was it in the beginning? Do you even remember? And now what is it? What is your stress number now? I'm sure it's a lot lower, and that's so important, and that's what we're after. All right, so just show up, do it, and get better little by little each and every day. That simple. From me to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love you guys. See you on your mat tomorrow. It's a good week. Let's keep it going. Keep that momentum going. Love you. Goodbye. Hey, you brought me a ball. Can you sit? Good girl. There. Take it. Feel the freedom of the movement in your body. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. You've got to move. You got to move. You got to feel free. And your yoga is helping you do that. I'm glad you guys stuck around. Tell your friends about our yoga. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them how free you feel in your body. Tell them how good you feel. They can join in too every day from the privacy of their own home. I think that's the best part. You do it your way from the privacy of your own home. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. Tell them about us. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's at www.316yoga.com. Come feel the freedom, come feel the love, and enjoy the rest of the month and into the new month too. See you on your mats tomorrow. Hi.